Why are you still broke, even though you work hard every single day? Think about it for a moment. You wake up early in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you spend hours, sometimes your entire day, trying to earn money, and at the end of the month, you're still waiting for your next paycheck, still worrying about bills, still thinking, maybe next month things will get better, but they don't, and slowly, that frustration turns into stress, and that stress turns into a feeling that maybe this is just how life is supposed to be. But what if I told you that this is not normal, and more importantly, this is not permanent? Because the truth is, the reason you're still broke has nothing to do with your job, nothing to do with your salary, and nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with the habits you follow, the mindset you have, and the decisions you make every single day. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why most people stay broke, and more importantly, what you need to do to completely change your financial future. Starting today, make sure you watch till the end, because the last point is something most people ignore, but it changes everything. Part 1: Time Trap, very expanded. Let's start with the biggest trap, the one that almost everyone is stuck in: trading time for money. At first, it sounds normal. You work, you get paid. That's how life works, right? But here's the problem. There are only 24 hours in a day, which means no matter how hard you work, your income will always be limited. You can't work 100 hours in a day. You can't multiply your time. And that's why even hard-working people stay stuck financially. Now compare this with how rich people think. They don't just work for money, they build systems. Systems that generate income, even when they are not working, even when they are sleeping, even when they are on vacation. Think about businesses. Think about online income. Think about investments. These are things that don't depend on your time. And that's the biggest difference. Poor mindset says, I need to work more to earn more. Rich mindset says, I need to build something that earns without me. And once you understand this, your entire perspective changes. You stop chasing hours and start building assets. Part 2: Lifestyle Trap, very expanded. Now, let's talk about something that quietly destroys financial progress: lifestyle inflation. This is what happens when your income increases, but your expenses increase even faster. You get a raise, and suddenly, you feel like you deserve more: a better phone, better clothes, better lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's where the problem starts. You don't upgrade your life, you inflate your expenses, and slowly, without realizing it, you trap yourself. Because now, you need more money just to survive. And even though you're earning more, you feel exactly the same. Still stressed, still broke, still stuck. Now look at how rich people behave. When their income increases, they don't rush to spend it. They control their lifestyle. They stay disciplined. And most importantly, they invest the difference. That difference is what creates wealth. Over time, that small gap becomes massive. And that's how they get ahead. Part 3: Mindset, ultra expanded. Let's talk about the real root problem, your mindset. Because everything starts here. Most people believe that money is hard, that success is rare, that rich people are lucky. And because they believe this, they never even try. They stay in their comfort zone. They stay in their routine. They stay stuck. But here's the truth. Money is not luck. Money is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. It can be improved. It can be mastered. Rich people don't think differently by accident. They train themselves. They learn about money. They understand how it works. They study opportunities. They take calculated risks. And slowly, they improve. But if you keep thinking, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I don't have resources, then nothing will change. Because your mindset controls your actions, and your actions create your results. Change your thinking, and you change your life. Part for one income expanded. Another major mistake is depending on a single income source, one job, one paycheck, one stream, and that's it. Now ask yourself, what happens if that one income stops? Everything stops. That's the reality, and that's the risk. Rich people understand this very well. That's why they never rely on one source. They build multiple streams. It could be a side hustle, freelancing, online business, investments, anything that brings extra income, because they know one income is survival, multiple incomes is security, and eventually, freedom. You don't need to build everything today. Start small. Even one extra income can create a big difference. Part 5 Action Ultra Expanded. This is the most important part, and also the hardest. Taking action, because most people don't have a knowledge problem. They have an action problem. They watch videos. They learn ideas. They feel motivated, but they don't do anything. And because of that, nothing changes. Rich people are different. They don't wait. They act. Even when they are confused. Even when they are scared. Even when they don't feel ready. Because they understand something powerful. Clarity comes from action, not from thinking, not from planning forever, but from doing. Small steps, repeated consistently, create big results. And that's the difference between people who dream and people who succeed. At the end of the day, if you are still broke, it's not because you are unlucky. It's because something needs to change. Your habits, your mindset, your actions. You don't need to do everything at once. Start small, but start today, because time will pass anyway. The only question is, will you stay the same, or will you change? Your future is not decided by luck. It is decided by what you do every single day. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, because your journey to financial freedom starts right now.